Hello, Wojak community. Today is March 6th, 2026, Friday. Just want to clarify the point I made yesterday in the video. It was not my intention to accuse anyone or assign blame for the 30% market drop which we had yesterday in the token price. Mainly the price drop came from one big holder of the Wojak token, and he sold because he was spooked you know, the night before. But my intent is not to assign blame. I made the mistake of posting the message in the group chat at 11 p.m. and directly went to bed. So when one of the community members tried to reach me, he couldn't find me, and that's when he freaked out and thought that my Telegram group account was hacked. So it's understandable, but the thing is, the reason I made yesterday's video is not to blame anyone, but so that in the future, when such things happen, we will not panic and let emotions guide our responses. That's what really separates us human beings from animals, right? For us, there's a space between stimulus and reaction, and that space, in that space we have our choice to choose our response. Animals don't have that space, don't have that choice. They react instantaneously to any stimuli, so all of their reactions are physical and instinctive. But for human beings, we're different, because our main weapon, our main tool is that the power to choose. We can choose a response. So in the future, there's bound to be these communication hiccups within the group, and I just want to make sure that we're on the same page, and make sure the community does not freak out if certain things are not clear. Let's take a deep breath, calm down, and investigate first, instead of just directly shouting out things. It's kind of like in a crowded bar or a crowded theater. You don't want to just randomly shout out fire. That's gonna cause panic. And the same thing here. I just view what happened yesterday as a lesson learned for everyone, for myself, and for other people. Let's just take what we can from this lesson and proceed forward. There's always going to be mistakes, when you work with a team. The most recent example was 3 F-15s of the U.S. Air Force got shot down by friendly fire, right? Everybody heard about this, and it happened in Kuwait. The Kuwaiti Air Force, FA-18, mistaken the F-15s as incoming drones from Iran, and he shot all 3 planes down. So that, I'm sure the guy is not gonna, the guy who committed this mistake is not going to hear the end of it. He'll be made fun of by his squadron mate in the coming days and weeks, for sure. I mean, thank goodness, we only lost the 3 planes and not any of the pilots. All six of the F-15 pilots ejected into safety. So, but mistakes happen. It's how we react to these mistakes that can really separate one project from another. So let's learn from this experience and keep going forward. In terms of the market, everything is down today, just like yesterday. I think Dow crashed over 800 points yesterday, and today it dropped another 600 in the morning. So I think a lot of this drop came from people panic selling because of oil prices going high. But I would not be surprised if the CCP and IRGC, they're behind some of these selling. For those who don't know, the CCP, they control a lot of the mainstream media, like CNN and the New York Times. These companies, they have not been making a profit for many years. And the only reason they can stay still solvent is because of the propaganda money coming from the CCP and the IRGC. And that's why, you hear these mainstream media companies, they don't report the news that they should be reporting, and they're reporting the things that they should have no business reporting. The most recent example is over 40,000 innocent Iranian protesters got slaughtered by the regime, by the IRGC regime, but you don't hear anything from these mainstream media. While, they are almost promoting the IRGC, or almost becoming like a mouthpiece for the IRGC. The most recent news I heard was that CNN was allowed to go inside Iran to report this war. The whole country of Iran shut down its internet because it can continue to slaughter its own people in darkness, in communication darkness. Yet they allow CNN to go in. It just shows you how connected CNN is with these evil regime people, within the IRGC. So, and we know China controls a lot of the financial world in the West as well. So I would not be surprised if the panic that we saw over the past 2 days across all financial markets was related to the Chinese Communist Party, the CCP. It's one of their asymmetrical warfare tactics. They know they cannot fight against Israel, against America head on. It's kind of like you have like one of those kung fu masters from movies, like the one who practices bushido, who can only fight for show. And suddenly, if they encounter a real fighter from UFC, they'll be slaughtered. There's no question about it in my mind. And that's what Chinese military is compared to the U.S. military and Israel military. And we saw that over the past 2 months, in Venezuela and in Iran. Both countries, they imported heavily the U.S. and Russian military equipment, and they're just getting slaughtered. So China and Russia, they know they cannot beat U.S. head on. What they can do is, causing this havoc in background, hurting the U.S. economy, hurting the U.S. stock market. It's kind of like, two people, before they fight, one guy knew he's going to lose and he's going to poison the other guy's drink, and that's the way they try to win this war. So be encouraged. I know that our token dropped again today, but so did Bitcoin, Ethereum, and even Wojak. So, to win a war, there's going to be sacrifices to be made. I consider the little sacrifices we made financially is nothing compared to the brave men and women who are fighting this war, for the whole humanity. And the people who are really fighting hard are the Iranian people, both inside and outside of the country. They are really giving up their lives, their comfort, trying to overthrow this regime. So let's all just take a deep breath and view these up and downs in the market as just normal, as part of the vicissitudes of life, of financial markets, and just hold on. I believe that once the new Fed chairman is in, and Trump is able to appoint more members on the FOMC committee, we should see money is going to flight from gold and silver, back into Bitcoin and Ethereum, and hopefully our Wojak token. So that's all I have for today. Thank you guys for listening. I will see everybody this weekend. I'll be out of town, so tomorrow's video will be probably delayed. Talk to you soon.